Hi everyone, today we are going to analyze another video in which Gary Mosher, aka DraftScience, made again a fool of himself by trying to criticize a video tutorial that I made for my students about the work energy principle. Listen to the old crank.
The Blue Moonshine guy, we'll just call him that, has made a response video where he's not doxing.
Alright, firstly, it is not a response video. You know, Gary, you are not the center of the universe. That video was a tutorial for my students, not a response to your dementia. Secondly, I am not doxing you. As a reminder, you started the public attacks with your ridiculous critics against my video about Einstein's cat. You like to invoke the First Amendment in order to claim your right of free speech, don't you? Well, not only does this amendment apply to you, it also applies to me. And so does the Second Amendment, which gives me the right to defend myself against your non-stopping attacks.
He's claiming he's proving the work energy theorem, and there's absolutely no proof here at all.
Wrong. The work energy principle is rigorously mathematically derived from Newton's second law, and there is absolutely nothing you can do against this fact. The proof I gave is the standard derivation that can be found in all physics books, and if you want to claim it is wrong, you must point out a single mathematical mistake in it, which you are obviously incapable of doing since you don't even know about calculus. Just because you don't understand math doesn't make it wrong.
He's not going to prove that twice the velocity is 4 times the energy. He's going to prove that 3 times the velocity is 9 times the energy.
Oh yes, I already proved it. Nature proved it. And I'm going to prove it again so that people can see how you are cowardly fleeing from every single proof that you are ridiculously wrong. And since you seem to be cognitively impaired, I'm going to go very slow. You see, Gary, the data that was collected in the experiment is simply nature's answer to the question, how does an object behave when a force acts on it? And there is nothing you can do against nature's answer. As a reminder, I gave in the experiment a push to the glider away from the detector. It went up the track, came to a complete stop before moving backward. So, the complete stop occurred at a position of 0.963 meters. Let's write it down. Now, there is another point where the position was 0.907 meters and the speed was 0.127 meters per second. Let's write it down as well. Let's add to the table this other point for which the position was 0.841 meters and the speed 0.195 meters per second. And finally, we'll take that point where the position was 0.467 meters and the speed 0.390 meters per second. Now, let me remind you that the acceleration was constant with an experimental value of 0.1466 meters per second squared, and the mass was 391.7 grams. Since you proved in the past that you were incapable of doing a trivial unit conversion,
so 9.6 centimeters is 0.096 meters? I think it's 0.96 meters, but whatever. Continuing. I mean, 9 centimeters is a lot. It's 0.96 meters.
I suggest that you ask ChatGPT to convert it into kilograms for you. And perhaps you can also ask it to calculate the corresponding force. Spoiler, it will tell you that the force is 57.42 millinewton. Now, the energy that the glider receives, in other words, the work done by the force, is equal to the force times the distance. So, let us make another table. We have a column with the position, and we will take the point where the glider had a zero velocity as the reference point. Then, as the glider moves down the track, we can calculate the distance it traveled from that reference point to the current point. So we know the distance, we know the force, so we can calculate how much energy the glider received. And finally, we can add a column with the corresponding speeds. And here is the final blow. As you can see, the ratio of E3 over E2 is nearly equal to 4, and the ratio of the corresponding speeds is exactly 2. 4 times the energy, twice the speed. And let me rub a little bit of salt in your wound. The ratio E3 over E1 is nearly 9, and the ratio of the corresponding speeds is nearly 3. 9 times the energy, 3 times the speed. How does it feel, Gary?
You have to explain how twice the velocity is 4 times the work. And there's no evidence of that, ever, anywhere. So this is just such a distortion of the truth. It's such a lie, frankly. Just lying.
Keep trying.